Pluto is a destructive planet, that when he first enters a transit, and anybody who's dealt with Pluto in their own personal charts knows, the first year or two of this new Pluto in Aquarius will bring power back to the people, Aquarian humanitarian tendencies. But we do have to marry utopian guidance with technology in order to benefit the people.
Pluto is going to show us the shadow side of something. It's a destructive force. I think people hearing
Sure.
this are automatically going to come back to their birth charts. And I just think, like, okay, like Pluto on my descendant has shown me some dark matter that I have to deal with. It hasn't as much so far, like, completely been an outside force destroying my life, but it's more so shown me the things that I like, almost like the calls coming from inside,
For sure.
right?
There's duality in this world. And so becoming aware of the shadow or aware of deep psychological needs and urges is really kind of a catalyst to your full empowerment. Because through that process of, you can call it ego death, or you can call it shedding and release. That's usually in the first stage of Pluto. And then on a collective level, we can have that conversation about what power means and how to empower humanitarian causes in the case of Pluto. But only when we look at where there could be potential disruption through unhealthy or, kind of unintegrated ways of interacting with Aquarian themes, whether that is, conspiracy or um, technology or AI or all of the above. I think first we really have to go into that deep place of what do we need as humans to marry to guide us to that utopian principle. And in that same Pluto transit, I found my life partner. And so there's always a gift on the other side of this death rebirth cycle.
Power can be a destructive force. Power can be sort of a force for good or a force for destruction.
The world has woke up. I think Pluto and Aquarius can definitely be attributing to that mass collective shift in consciousness. It for me exploded my business. Like, we all might go through a collective identity crisis. What is the nature of consciousness? What is the nature of I? And I also feel like we will be reevaluating our relationship to authority, to ego, to our leadership. I've been personally testing astrology with ChatGPT, and I'm curious to see where it goes. But to this date, I have not been able to get an accurate natal chart read or any predictive, electional astrology that is with accuracy. But I do want to caution, when we outsource our wisdom to robots, one, I don't think the technology is there yet. And even if it gets there, what does that mean for us, where the soul intuition element of astrology is now giving its agency to a tool that, in my opinion, doesn't have a soul connection to source?
People become obsessed with horoscopes in a way that I feel really threatens to take away their own agency.
There is an element of the universe still needing to teach you whatever lesson you're meant to learn. There's going to be the people who are like, let's move to Mars, let's colonize, let's go tomorrow. You feel like you're going to get left behind.
Yeah.
But then there's also the Luddite rebels, who would go the opposite direction and completely reject this new wave of fast moving technology. Uranus is going to shake shit up. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on this. It feels like launching a rocket ship with commercial application and not knowing how the public's going to respond. I know it's a season of surrender and transformation. Like, let's go, baby. Let's lean in. Like, whatever needs to change. I can look back and say even the trickiest transits, the most challenging planets, have been serving my highest good. People look at squares and they look at oppositions as these like friction moments of challenge, and they're not always come in that harsh. They're usually giving you an opportunity to make adjustments, and sometimes it's a really exciting opportunity.
Let's go.
There is a reason why we're all here awakening at this time, and the people who have been in practice can help pioneer this more evolved conversation. I think there's a quote from JP Morgan, like millionaires don't have a bill, astrologers, billionaires do. I do hope astrology finds its place within the global stage to help shape and influence conscious leaders.